Good morning. This is Iyabo. This is day 28 of the Go Live Every Day on Facebook challenge, and we're still talking about leadership and emotional intelligence, and we're talking about stress tolerance. Hello, Ro. We're talking about stress tolerance. And the component of stress tolerance we're addressing today is optimism. So let's talk about what optimism is. There's a difference between putting your head in the sand and ignoring what's going on and saying, life is perfect, life is wonderful, we have the best president we've ever had in the history of life, and da-da-da-da-da, and the sun is shining in Houston right now. That's not optimism. Right now, there is a horrible flood in Houston, and people's lives are affected. And we have some leadership issues in this country, and Black people are being killed by the police every day, and the gay community has issues as transgendered people are not even allowed to have normal bodily functions in public, and women are not getting paid what they should be paid, the equivalent of men. These things are going on. It is not optimistic to deny them. However, what optimism looks like in the face of these things is, oh my gosh, look what's happening in Houston. It's awful. How can I help? Let me reach out to the people I know. Let me open up a room in my home if anyone's traveling up this way. Let me send some money and do some research to the right support systems in Houston. Let me send up a prayer. Let me send light. Let me reflect on Katrina and New Orleans and how New Orleans has recovered. Let me call my congressman and see what's going on and what they can do to help. That's what optimism looks like. Optimism is actually an action, okay? It is the beauty of optimism is understanding that this moment, right here, right now, is not the end story. This is not the last chapter, right? The sun is going to come out in Houston, but while it is raining, what can I do to support and help? Not necessarily just be critical or put my head in the sand. So let's define optimism. Optimism is your ability and tendency to look at the brighter side of life and to maintain a positive attitude even in the face of adversity. Optimism gives you hope, and enables you to see the future as a positive, inviting place. To see the future as a positive, inviting place. Good morning, Miss Edna. You are a faithful soul. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. Optimism gives you hope and enables you to see the future as a positive, inviting place. So when you lack optimism, see, the point of optimism is that it helps your stress tolerance, and you need to have a balance of it, right? When you have too little of optimism, you're helpless, you're hopeless, you're prone to give up or give in too easily, you're self-defeating or unmotivated, you're negative and worried, you tend to see the future as a place of negative challenge and defeat, you're not hopeful, you're not expecting tomorrow to be brighter. However, sometimes there's some people that are overly optimistic and everything's going to be fine and it's perfect and it's wonderful. And such people are blind to reality and danger. Such people are prone to viewing the bright side and opportunities that do not actually exist. They have a bill that's due today. Oh, I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow. No. Come down to earth. That's not real optimism. They have unrealistic expectations that shoot way over the top. And I'm one to say, yes, tomorrow is going to be a bright day, it's going to get better, but we have to do it with realisticness. Now, let me tell you one of my daily practices that helps me maintain a positive outlook. I've said this repeatedly in these videos. I'm a woman of faith. So hope, the tangibility of hope is important and critical to me. What is hope? Hope is my belief that no matter what challenges happen, please note, I did not deny that challenges come. No matter what challenges happen, the challenge is not the final statement of my life. The final statement of my life is hope, goodness, beauty, love, relationship, connectivity with God and my fellow humans, community. The goodness of life is where I place my final chapter, right? So that's what optimism is about, and that's how I practice it. Frankly, people like me that are well educated, education teaches us how not to be optimistic, because in our education world, realism is always being able to identify the problem and focus in on the problem. Optimism says there's solutions. So for someone like me who has a solid education, right? I have 2 post-bachelor's degrees, right? I have a law degree, I have a seminary degree, and thanks be to God, I went to amazingly challenging institutions that taught me how to think, right? But how to think often means how to assess risk, how to focus in on the problem, right? And so what happens is it's so easy when you are a problem identifier to not move the lens to optimism and infuse hope and solutions into the problem. Do you understand? And so optimism is something I have learned to practice. I had to adopt it. I mean, I have a naturally positive disposition, but sometimes I find that if I don't make optimism a part of my daily practice, what ends up happening is I can get round and round the problem, and not really pivot and focus on solution. Okay, so how I do it is 2 practices I engage with every day. Number one, good morning, Miss Mildred. Number 1, that outfit you had on yesterday, Miss Mildred, was stunning. I think I need that outfit. So I appreciate you for putting out your beauty there on Facebook. My 2 practices every day. I keep a journal of gratitude. Gratitude helps you focus on what's going right in spite of the things that are going wrong all around us. So one of the things I'm grateful for this morning, for instance, is it's slightly cooler in Atlanta. The heat has been getting to me. It's slightly cooler. I'm grateful. I heard from one friend in Texas. I have 2 friends I'm concerned about. I'm grateful for the one I heard from. So the other practice I have, so morning and night, I write 5 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. Some days it's Wi-Fi. Some days it's air conditioning. Some days it's a hug from a friend. Some days it's a compliment from someone on the street. Some days it's just that I'm alive and I'm healthy and I'm well. Some days it's my sister whom is precious to me. One of the things I'm grateful for today is my nephew starting high school, and he looks so handsome and tall. He's taller than his sister. I'm grateful I got to see that picture this morning and participate in his life, right? Second thing I do, my friend Jeanette Moore of Good Vibe Coaching, she's a law of attraction coach. And so she works on the mindset a lot. And she wrote a book called Pray, Rain, Journal. And the way Pray, Rain journaling works, she talks about the Native American tradition of rainmaking, right? When the land is thirsty. Why am I talking about rain with all the rain in Texas? But this is a different story. When in Native American traditions, when the land is thirsty and there's a need for rain, these shamans, these people that conjure up the rain, they come together and they dance and they pray and they call forth the rain. But the way they call forth the rain is they stand there and experience in their imagination the rain falling on them and the earth absorbing up the rain. Right? And why do we have this amazing tool right here called our imagination? right? Why do we have it? Our imagination propels us into the experience that we want to experience, right? We can literally imagine a situation, feel it, think it, be in it right now, and our body and brain chemistry will react as if it's happening right now. So every day I pray rain journal. I write out in my journal. I write out in the morning as if it's the end of the day. Dear God, I'm so grateful for today. Thank you for how you took me to work and brought me home safely. Thank you for my new clients. Thank you for my health and my body. Thank you for my loved ones. Thank you for this. Thank you for my nephew starting school today and that he had a really good day and he has great classes and he's fitting in very well into his high school. Those are the types of things I write about. And at the end, and then the next day, I read what I wrote yesterday. And no, it's not a magical formula. 9 times out of 10, at least 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 or 8 things I listed that I thanked God for the morning before. By the evening, it had happened. So by doing it that way, I pave my way. I pave my intention for what my day would look like, right? I bring optimism into the day ahead of me. I like now I'm looking for a new home. I'm moving. And what I've done is I've started thanking God already and experiencing the emotion of gratitude so that my looking can be clearer. What it does psychologically is it makes it easier to do the search for a new home. What it's doing for me is that I'm not stressed out about what is not available, what's not in my budget. I am more concerned with, oh, I have a vision of a place in mind. Let me go for this. And being optimistic, you end up, maybe I'll look over here instead of just there. So it gives you opportunities and possibilities and opens up all kinds of availability for you to step into. It widens your view. It widens your ability to see and conceive and experience. It makes you take more risk and in a safe way, okay? So that's optimism. Those are my 2 practices. I want to know what your practices of optimism look like. Sometimes we're passive. We just think, well, you know, that's just how I think. I'm just a realist. Or I don't need to practice optimism. What is she talking about? Well, I'm telling you, the way the brain is, it's like software. It's like computer software. Program in, program comes out. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mind speaks. So what do you fill your mind with? What sort of positive things and loving things and valuable things do you invest in your mind so that when the pressure comes and when stress comes, because that's what we're talking about, what comes up and out? That's the question for you. If you're stuck with managing stress or the issue of optimism, I would love to help you with that. As you can see, I live my daily practices as I've discussed on this video today. And I invite you to reach out to me. In the meantime, leave a comment below. How do you manage your optimism? How do you infuse it and build it and keep it alive? What do you use to flame your optimism? I'm so grateful for those of you that joined me today, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Join me tomorrow for tomorrow's leadership tidbit. Peace. Bye-bye.